Hi everyone, this is Miss Marta from the Fountaindale Public Library and welcome to week 3 of Let's Get Ready for Kindergarten. Today I'm going to show you some fun activities that you can do at home to practice your name. So let's get started. For our first activity, boys and girls, we are going to sing a fun song. And most of you probably already know this song. Bingo was his name. But instead of using Bingo as the name, we are going to use our own name. But before I teach you the song, we are going to use a sheet of paper to write our name on. So I have this blue sheet of paper that I am going to fold in half to kind of form like a writing strip. And on the sheet of paper, I'm going to write my name. So I'm going to get a blue marker and I'm going to write my name. My name is Miss Marta, so I'm going to write Marta on my strip with big letters. M-A-R-T-A. Marta. Okay, now that I have my name, we are ready to sing our song. So we are going to hold our strips up so that way we can see all of the letters. And remember, when we sing the song, we're not going to use Bingo as his name, we're going to use our own name as his name. So I'm going to use Marta as his name. So if you're ready, let's start our song. There was a farmer, had a dog, and Marta was his name. Oh, M-A-R-T-A, 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 and Marta was his name. Oh, and now you try it at home. We're gonna do this one more time. There was a farmer, had a dog, and Marta was his name. Oh, M-A-R-T-A, 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 and Marta was his name. Oh. So now you can practice this song at home using your own name. For this next activity, boys and girls, we are going to make dot marker names. So the materials that you are going to need are a sheet of paper of any color, a marker or a pencil, and some dot markers. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to write our name on our sheet of paper. So for this activity, I'm going to pretend that my name is Lisa. So I'm going to write Lisa on my sheet of paper. L-I-S-A. Lisa. Just like that. And now I'm going to pick a dot marker color for my letters. I think I'm going to pick purple. So now I'm going to use purple and I'm going to dot all of my letters. So I'm going to start off with L because that's the first letter of my name. So I'm going to dot letter L. Just like that. And now my letter L is finished. Next, I'm going to go to my letter I. And I'm going to dot my letter I. Just like that. And my letter I is finished. Next, I'm going to go to letter S. And I am going to dot letter S. Just like this. And I have one more letter left, letter A. So now I'm going to finish off my name by dotting my letter A. And now my name is all finished. L-I-S-A, Lisa. For this next activity, boys and girls, we are going to build our names out of blocks. So the materials that you're going to need are some Lego blocks. And if you don't have Lego blocks, that's okay. Just some type of blocks that you can link together to build your name. A piece of paper, some tape, and a permanent marker. So the first thing that we are going to do is, on our sheet of paper, we are going to write our name. So for this activity, I am going to pretend that my name is Matthew. So I'm going to write my name. M-A T, T, H, E, W. Now that I have written my name on my sheet of paper, what I'm going to do is I'm going to count how many letters are in my name. So in the name Matthew, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7 letters in the name Matthew. So what I have to do is I have to find 7 blocks because I'm going to need 7 blocks to build my name. So I already have some blocks in front of me right over here. So I am going to count to make sure that I have enough blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I have 7 blocks. So that's the same number of blocks that there is letters in my name. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put the blocks like this in front of me. Just like this. And I'm going to get some tape and I'm going to rip little bits of tape just like this. And I'm going to put my tape on top of my block. So here's my first block. So I'm going to put the tape on top of my block just like this. On my first block. And on my second block. And on my third block. And I'm going to do that on all of my blocks. Now that all of my blocks have tape on top of them, I am going to use my marker and I am going to write 1 letter on each block. So I'm going to look on the sheet of paper that has my name and I'm going to copy each letter on one of the blocks. So the first letter of my name is M for Matthew. So I'm going to write letter M on my first block, just like that. So I have letter M. Next, I'm going to write letter A, letter T, T, H, E, W. And that spells Matthew. So now, to make it a little hard, I'm going to make it a little challenging. I am going to move all of my blocks around just like that. Now that I have all of my letters mixed up, I'm going to try to build my name, Matthew. So I'm going to look for the first letter in my name, which is letter M. So I found letter M, so that's going to be my first letter, letter M. And next, I need to find letter A. Ooh, let's see. Oh, here's letter A. So I'm going to put it underneath letter M. Next, I have to find 2 T's. T, T. Oh, I found 1 T. And now I have to find another T. Oh, I found another T. Now I need to find H, the letter H. So here is my letter H. Letter E. So I'm putting it under letter H and letter W. And I'm putting that under my letter E. And just like that, we have built our name using Lego blocks. Now you try this at home. At this next activity, boys and girls, we are going to make water-resistant names. And this activity, it's kind of cool. It's kind of like magic because watch. Before I show you this activity, the materials that you're going to need is a sheet of paper, preferably white, because this activity is going to show really, really nicely on a white sheet of paper. Some watercolors, a paintbrush, a white crayon, and some water. Okay, so the first thing that we are going to do is we are going to write our name on the white sheet of paper using a white crayon. So it has to be a white crayon. It cannot be any other color. In order for this activity to come out, the way it needs to come out is you have to make sure that you are using a white crayon. So for this activity, I'm going to pretend that my name is Zoe. So I am going to write my name on my sheet of paper, Zoe. Z. So I'm going to press really, really hard with my crayon. And I know you can't see white on white, but that's okay. I'm going to press really hard. Z. O. I'm going to press my white really, really hard, even though I can't see it. Z-O, and the next letter is E. So I'm going to press again really, really hard. Just like that. Okay, so now I have my name written on my sheet of paper, and you cannot see it because I wrote it with white crayon. So our next step is we're going to open our watercolors and our little water container, and we're going to dip our paintbrush in the water to make it nice and wet, and then we are going to pick a color that we want to use. So I think I'm going to use some red. So I'm going to dip my paintbrush in the red color, make it nice and wet, and now I'm going to take my paintbrush and I'm going to color over my paper. Just like this. Oh, and I think I need more paint. So I'm going to color over my paper, just like this. And we are going to watch the magic happen. Oh, a little more, a little more. So what do you see? Can you see my letter Z? So once I took my paint and I colored over my white paper, I can see the letter Z that I made with my white crayon, which is pretty cool. Because when you put crayon on paper, the crayon is kind of stronger than the paint, so you cannot color over the paint. So as you can see, we made our letter Z, and now you can see it when you do the paint, so it's kind of magic. So let's finish off on the rest of the letters in the name Zoe. I'm going to use more paint and more water. And watch, now you can see my second letter. Now you can see letter O, Z-O. So I'm going to use more paint, and I'm going to see if I can see my last letter. Just like that. Wow. So this activity is kind of magic. You write it with a white crayon, which you cannot see on white paper, and then you take your watercolors and you color over it, and now you can see your name written with the white crayon. Thanks for watching, boys and girls, and I hope that you can try some of the name activities that I showed you today at home and practice your name before you start kindergarten. I will see all of you next week. Bye-bye.